A reading from PK Slippy on Twitter. Oh yeah, the Christian anime. Literally, not just whatever Christian anime podcast says. This is literally a Christian anime. Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence is another romance anime coming out this season. It features the two characters mentioned in the title of the anime. Saint Cecilia is, well, a saint. It is said that saints have a special connection to God and thus should not sin while being God's representatives on earth. She also has the power to protect others by praying her blessing over them. Pastor Lawrence, though, has a completely different role. As a pastor, his main job is to take care of people under his church jurisdiction, but to also protect and maintain company with the saints who protect everyone else through their prayers. While the Christian element of this anime is largely superficial and simply used as an aesthetic for this couple rather than to espouse Christian values, I'm still happy to call this a Christian anime. The whole idea of saints doesn't match what church tradition has outlined what a saint is, and there are angels and fairies as well who protect the church too. Funnily enough, in the second episode, a seminary is mentioned too. You may not be getting any deep theological points from this, but at the very least, the Christian representation is there. It is for that reason I think many Japanese people in particular are going to be exposed to Christianity for the very first time. They're not going to get the full gospel from this anime, but they are better positioned to take the next step and find out about the good news that Christ has. If you are that person just stumbling on this video and not really knowing what this Christianity thing is all about, then I'd love to present you with the gospel right now. That is that every single one of us have sinned. We have all fallen short of God's moral standard. Because of this, our fate is to be separated from him and to be punished justly in hell. However, we can change this simply by putting faith and trust in Jesus Christ, by confessing with your mouth and believing in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord. You have the wonderful opportunity to be in relationship with God. Because Christ has sacrificed himself on the cross, he paid the price that you should have paid for your sin, and you have been forgiven. Now again, this isn't something you're getting from this anime, but at the very least, I'm sure that being exposed to the Christian aesthetic will be the first step in many people's faith journey to find out more about what Christianity has to offer. Coming back to Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence, I was not expecting this anime to feel like it had a high production value. The color palette is bright and playful with plenty of light greens to really give you such a refreshing feeling. The animation and art is simply cute, and it's something that really puts a smile on your face. It's something that aids the slice of life elements of this anime. We follow these two through their day, engaging in their duties as the saint and the pastor over this quaint town. I do have a nitpick about this anime, and that is simply how unclear this anime is concerning the world it actually exists in. Is this some European town in the middle of nowhere, or is it an isekai or fantasy world which is completely unrelated to our world? What's the technological level of this society? The clothing conventions go all over the place and don't really set an era in stone. We know that photos exist in this world, but considering the lack of pollution or any other technological advancements, I think we're just supposed to conclude that those don't exist in this far-off town in the middle of nowhere. Well, I digress. If you are just looking for a slice of life and romance anime this season, I think Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence is probably a good fit for you. I know I was absolutely gushing over My Tiny Senpai in my last video, but Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence is the superior slice of life anime for not being set in a Japanese office setting. It's been a while since I've watched an anime set in the countryside, so it is terribly refreshing to see. While in My Tiny Senpai, it's all about modern problems and how these two interact in the office, Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence live a much simpler life in this quaint town. To make errands, to cook and clean, as well as assist in the issues that these villagers have every day. It only increases my confidence in calling this a Christian anime. Which, if you are interested in what else could be considered a Christian anime, the aforementioned My Tiny Senpai might also be the subject of your enjoyment. My video on it is right here for you to watch.